Hello. 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 Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay. Share. Let's try that. Hmm. What? Hello. Hmm. Ah, found one thing. Aw, I got to fix my camera. Uh-oh. Ow.
Morning.
Hi, good morning. There. That. Oh man, maybe I'm on the wrong camera because I thought I fixed this camera like, oh yeah, it's picking up the webcam first.
Mm,
This my backup camera for some reason.
mm.
Hmm. Oh, no, yeah, it's plugged in. Hmm. And my mic isn't capturing the right mic for some reason either. Huh. Well, we've got some time. How was your weekend? Hey, Bagel. We're on webcam mic and we're on webcam camera. So I guess I could just fix it right here. Oh, somehow I can't hear you, Cherise. Your mic's off, I think. What? I can't hear you. Something wrong. Yeah, I can't hear you. Um, hold on. I heard you earlier. Can't hear you at all. Can you hear me? Ah, what? What? Yeah, you can point all you like. I can't hear you. Let's try that. Mm-mm. Oh, huh. Yikes. Hold on. How do we fix this right here? Headset. Yeah, headset. Mic. No, don't really want that. Oof. Guess when you think you're doing good, you breathe. Mhm. Okay. Nope, we're still on camera two. Camera one, camera two. Hmm. Well, shoot. I need to hear you. I need to hear you. First of all, Not hearing audio. Test speaker. Says it works. Test microphone.
Okay,
Yeah.
can you hear
Oh,
me?
yeah, I can hear you now.
I guess it was still connected to my AirPods for some reason, but my phone was on the AirPods.
Yay! I was going crazy.
I have no idea how that happened.
Oh,
So weird. But I thought it was weird that you couldn't hear me on Zoom. I thought it was just
I
Twitch
o
for
I only hear you on Zoom ever.
oh, right.
Oh, okay, okay. I see what you're saying. Took me a bit. So how was your weekend?
It was good now that we've gotten past that.
Yeah.
It's so strange. But yeah, no, it was good. Just worked all weekend.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But you did work, so
Yeah.
I mean, you just kind of showed up and worked, right?
Yeah, no, I did. It was funny because I thought I was gonna be done training after last Sunday,
Mm-hmm.
and he told me come in on Thursday,
Mm-hmm.
but having training again after I took a couple tables on my own, I don't know, um
Oh,
but it was fine because Friday was really busy. But then it popped on Friday and then wasn't as busy on Saturday and Sunday.
hmm.
So
Oh, wonder what this weekend was.
I don't know.
Nothing really. 4th of July weekend, I guess. I
Yeah,
guess.
that's why the fourth was busy because we had a ton of orders.
Uh-huh.
It got a little chaotic, but fine. That happens.
I know.
So, but overall, good. Accomplished my goals.
Good. Feel free to share. If you have personal goals or whatever,
My rent
that's
got
fine.
paid.
Huh? Oh,
So my rent.
oh, 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 okay. Nice. Like share as much or as little as you want.
Yeah, but I mean, I got my first check already, so that's good.
Oh, good.
Fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it also just feels good like knowing that everything's like taken care of and I will be good, like
Yes.
what I
You're
need,
settled.
like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, be back in my own flow again. So,
Yeah. On that topic of flow, getting into a new flow, um, is disruptive. It's disruptive and it's also growth, but
hmm
you got to be careful and not extend yourself out too much. So, well, I say that because I am booked like for Rover. Like I just finished one assignment yesterday and I started a new one this morning.
Oh wow.
Like straight from Dalmatian to lab.
Oh,
And I'm going straight to I don't know what these little guys are, but there are these like little wiry haired three little butters, Roxy and Princess, right to that. And then I'm gonna have a turnaround trip in LA shooting a music video with one of my friends.
you're doing a music video?
I'm not doing a music video, I'm just gonna be in it.
But that's still funny. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's not your music, but
No,
yeah,
it's not my anything. I just show up.
but you're still an actor.
No, no acting, just show up. I think it's gonna be no like speaking parts, right?
Well,
It's just,
yeah, but that's still technically kind of acting.
oh dear.
You're being featured.
I'm not sure how to
Sorry,
act.
I'm sorry. I feel like now I'm added pressure.
Ah! Well, if you can give me any pointers, I mean, I have a ton of people who perform. I guess
Yeah,
I should have asked earlier, but
I think you'll be
um,
fine.
yeah,
What's the
thanks.
concept? Did they tell you
Yeah,
anything?
the yeah, the
Okay.
yeah, she's already released it. So the name of the song I think is like Mothers or Heavenly Mothers or something like that. So
Oh, is this
she's
Caitlin
yeah,
that you
it's
were?
Caitlin. Yeah. It's
Mhm.
Caitlin's. So she wants us to wear like neutral colors or
Hmm.
earthy colors, which I
Nice.
have plenty of. But you have to know that you will lose me and you'll always lose me when you say something, wear something fancy. Okay, so it was like wear something fancy, and then I'm like, are you sure? Because are we supposed to come with like no hair and makeup done? Like you're gonna do our hair and makeup. Um, so no hair and makeup, but then with the fancy thing, hair and makeup, which I have minimal skills on. So we shall see. We shall see how it turns out. I always try to rise up to the challenge of whatever it is.
Hmm.
But
I think you'll be fine. I can't remember if that's a song that you played, but
no, because it's new. So she only has like
oh,
a little bit here and there on Instagram and TikTok or whatever.
oh
I haven't
right.
heard the song. I wish I heard the song. Like
Well, yeah,
so
maybe she'll let you get a little. I mean, obviously, I'm sure you'll hear it
she
the
was
day.
going to, but I didn't want to like stress her out
Yeah.
because like I know um she does not everything herself, but she pretty much manages herself
Hmm.
completely. It's a lot. Like I guess a lot of the performers, even my friends here in Vegas, they manage themselves completely.
Hmm.
My roommate was a go-go dancer, a model, and she booked everything herself, invoiced everything herself, had to like track down her collections herself, like all the admin work, and they have to get their own costumes.
Hmm.
I took my friend to like a sapphic event this weekend, and
Mm.
she had two costume changes. You know, you got to bring your makeup. You got to bring every. It's like a sleepover, but for 4 hours, like three bags, everything themselves. On top of that, invoicing, collecting, like management, um,
Hmm.
putting out their promoting themselves. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I think like
Right.
how do you how?
Right. And it's a lot to manage all of that because one, like a lot of people aren't like some people are able to figure those things out, but a lot of people really aren't like as business savvy as they could be. Because I don't want to say should be, but also like, I mean, especially as a creative, because like you are your business, you know?
Yeah.
And a lot don't think about it like that way or really understand that business aspect of it. But to do that, process all of your own stuff, and then still have the ability to be creative,
Yes.
like a whole, you know,
Oh, and the
that's
training. I mean, they're in dance classes all the time, in all kinds
right.
of self-improvement classes,
Hmm.
just to have skills in case, in the entertainment industry, there could be a part for anything under the sun and more.
Right.
Like, and to have a more skills, a larger skill set is what they're always looking for. So my the interest in kung fu when I got here was like a lot of performers wanted to do some sort of martial arts so they could be in like action parts.
Right.
So I was like,
You
in
could do like
LA, I don't get
roles
that.
and things like that.
Yeah. Although I
Yeah.
don't have a lot of performing arts, I have a lot of musician friends in LA, but a lot of like go-go dancers and like Cirque du Soleil and
Mhm.
like that kind of thing. So even and so what my link was, even now that my the rover that I'm doing, the pet sitting that I'm doing is very easy. Very easy. You go there, um, food, play, just like play with the dog, feed the dog.
Mhm.
or dogs or whatever, clean up after them if they have an accident, um, and comfort them. That's not, that's relaxing, you know? And even then, since I'm going from house to house to house, I come back to my house and it's kind of home base, but it's getting messy,
Mm.
and that's stressing me out. Like I
I
just
get
came back from LA, unpacked, right? And my living room's a mess. So I can't receive visitors.
Mhm.
And then packed for Dalmatian. Just got back from Dalmatian, and during those 2 weeks, I cleaned up my living room, and now it's messy again. I'm like, oh, wait, I need a system.
I get it.
I'm resisting the temptation to have a dump room.
Mm.
I don't want to start that habit, you know,
Right, and then you get in that habit and it's just like
a second dump room.
back from that.
As many rooms as you have. I have invaded all the closets, even the room that's reserved for my uncle, because it's the only room downstairs, and I'm too lazy to go upstairs sometimes. I've invaded his closet already. I don't know. So I lose clothes. So I thought I lost, you know, the pants that I got from I brought from LA. I thought I
Mhm.
lost them,
Oh
and
no.
I
But
couldn't remember where I put them.
wait, you just bought them from the other vendor or you
Yeah, in LA. Well, I had it, you know, Margaret fixed them,
oh
hemmed them
right.
up for me. I just
Mhm.
got them back. I have like 4 pairs of pants. I didn't know where they were. It was in my uncle's closet.
Mhm.
And then the seasons change. So I have one, like, should I move all the clothes? Should I move all the winter clothes? It's gonna be cold
Oh,
soon again, isn't it? Like, it's hard, man. It's
when did
hard.
it get does it stay hot out there like it does here? So like what, October, November?
I've not, it's my first year here. But
Okay.
last year I got here in September, in October. Yeah, I guess it was cool already in October. I started moving in last August, I want to say. I kind of suspected that I would have to be here.
Mhm.
And then by October, I was here. So, yeah, it'll be 107 degrees or more, I think, for like a whole week. We had a crazy, like,
Okay.
hurricane gusts. We had a gust come through. I wouldn't even call it a storm. It didn't last long enough to be a storm. It was just, huh, like somebody threw the switch on the fan on accident. Like it just blew through, broke a bunch of things, and gave us a blackout. And you know I had a blackout.
5 minutes. Oh yeah, you did tell me the power went out.
Yeah. Yeah. And then Zeus was here. Yeah. So, and it's too hot not to have electricity here. It's like dangerously hot. And you know, I have a camping fridge and a camping freezer. Well,
Mhm.
it's the same thing. It's a camping refrigerator. And it, at least in the car, I cannot keep it on because the car gets too hot and the electronics turn off at a safety, you know, safety heat turns off. So it's too hot here even to keep a refrigerator running in your camper. Uh-huh.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah. I remember like researching camper vans when I was doing my survival mode, my prepper self, I'd call it. When I was trying to figure out how to survive. And the biggest challenge in being like a stealth camper or living in a camper van is heat. 100% is heat. Every other problem I could solve except for heat, because you can have air condition, but if it's too hot, um, your equipment won't work. So we once drove back from Northern California when there were fires, because we have fires every year in California. So while there were fires, we drove back in the camper van and it overheated. The van overheated. The engines were overheating. Everything was overheating because of the fire. So you think that there's no problem if you have air condition, but that is not the case when it's too hot. So thankfully, we had a formula called Be Cool, and it safely brings your temperature down, at least your temperature down, because you have air conditioning to keep you safe. Also for like being having a pleasant environment, but forget the pleasant environment when it's like dangerously hot now. It can turn dangerously hot real quick. So the dangers of this season, the dangers of high heat is heat stroke, and you get what we call giddy, Giddy. And lots of people think giddy means like you're laughing, or silly. And silly can be, you can use the word silly when you're overheating, because you'll make no sense.
That makes sense,
Yeah.
actually.
So giddy is like that dizziness.
Mhm.
You'll also be kind of like lightheaded and dizzy. So giddy is that. I think um I'm gonna say one of the ways you get giddy is overheating. So if your friends, like you're out partying and then you have more pitta, you're drinking, you're having spicy food. I cannot tell you how much I want fried food, but I will not eat it right now. That I see it as dangerous. And I think people get caught off guard. Like, I want people to really be careful and really take it fairly seriously. I mean, you're out having fun and it's summer, but really take the danger of heat seriously. The heart in Chinese medicine is said to loathe, loathe heat. Loathe is a strong word. Hate is not strong enough. Loathe heat. So if you have a heart condition at all, or even if you don't have a heart condition, you could start one in the summer.
Oh, wow.
It will hurt your heart. Yes. Then if be careful about drinking ice. I'm not anti-ice per se. When the water is warm and you want to cool it down, ice helps. But the ice should not remain in your glass um, as ice. The ice's purpose is to cool the water down to a beneficial temperature. And the reason I can't give you a temperature is because you have to be reasonable. Not everyone's condition is going to be the same. Holistic medicine relies on reasonableness, right? So you sort of can come on here and ask questions. I'm going to see if I'm still on here. Okay, here we go. My phone turns off if I don't touch it. Yeah. So it's not like I'm avoiding any hard answers. Um, I'm not. You have to think for yourself. And when I see articles like critical thinking is more and more rare these days, I worry a little. I worry for my patients. I worry for everyone. Uh,
Mhm. critical thinking is definitely I think I don't want to say it's on a decline now, but I think like there's so many people now, and it was already difficult enough to get information out and to also get people to process said information. But now you just have an overload of information and easy access, but the problem still remains that you can't guarantee the comprehension. And that's on a lot of things, like, yes, health wise and understanding, how to evaluate your own situation, but you know, a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people don't understand the realities of things that are going on currently, just in a lot of ways that I've seen people discussing Sinners and talking about now it's on HBO Max and
Oh, I saw that last night.
oh, you watched it?
Yeah. And there
What
was
did
a watch party at my friend's house.
oh nice. Oh,
Yeah.
that's fun.
Um, yeah, we can get to Sinners in a bit. I just wanted to bring up what I just wanted to end this section with bringing it back to Ayurveda.
Mhm.
And what is this thinking that we're talking about? What is the mind that we're talking about? The mind is most closely related to the air element and the space element. So, really simply, if people can't process, you should go back to basics. Go
Mhm.
back to the elements, and we'll talk about the elements my whole life because it is how I solve complex problems. I go back to the elements, I go back to um, like yin and yang, black and white. Where is it? Where are we going towards? Like the first concept, Ayurveda, let's just take that first. The mind is most closely related to space and air, as I was saying, or movement, but you need space to move.
Mhm.
You need a neutral ground, which is the benefit of learning how to meditate. Meditation is closely related to wind, which is movement. Wind is closely related to the breath. It is an extremely um, effective skill to practice. I do recommend formal a formal education in pranayam, at least the basics. At least we'll discuss the diaphragm. We would discuss different types of breathing. So it will kind of teaches you how to read the breath, how to read your breath. We start with basics like, are you holding your breath? Are you holding your breath on the exhale? Are you holding your breath on the inhale? Is it easier for you to inhale? Is it easier for you to exhale? Like, what is the length of this inhale and exhale? These are basics of the breath. I think everyone should learn the basics of analyzing your breath or your breathing pattern. When I find myself rushed, then I notice I hold my breath.
Mhm.
The breath is strongly related to voice. So if you want to sing or just hold tones, you can you can just get a what do you call those? A tuner. Download a tuner on an
Mhm.
app somewhere, and it'll have this needle that when you get it into the green area or whatever, you get into the middle area, you have hit your pitch. So training your voice at different frequencies can change your thoughts. It changes your moods. It changes your physiology. It's free. We can do it together from time to time. From time to time means it's not in a wishy washy way. From time to time means at the appropriate time. The appropriate time is when someone asks, or when I think someone could use it and I offer, and they respond with, yes, I would like to learn how to breathe. I would like to learn how to um, hold tones. I would like to analyze the breath. And this is fundamentally um, basic frequency medicine. We're going to have a guest on. I guess this is a good segue. We're going to have a guest on, Dr. Theria, who does sound therapy.
Mhm.
And she can she can help you. She can help you analyze um, where to put the frequencies on your body. Like she has tuning forks, and she can talk about tuning the tuning forks. We had a discussion about different frequencies and how like was it 400 or 440, the the um the frequency of A. Akasama na just no. Uh, sa re ga ma pa da ni sa re ga da ni da. So the frequency of um, A, or 440 hertz, is not tuned quite properly. So we've had a little bit of dissonance in music since the the standard was set. The standard of A was set. We got away from thinking about appropriateness and harmony with your environment to forcing standards in music. So the music became more dissonant, more disturbing, even if society has gotten used to this music. Therefore, they're comfortable with it from habit. It doesn't make it healthy.
Mhm.
When you go to, sometimes people go to nature and they feel uncomfortable, which concerns me. One should never feel uncomfortable in who you are. When you go to nature, it should bring a lot of comfort. That vibration with that so-called silence. It's not silent. Nature is not silent. Go there and listen. And when you can realign with nature. Caitlin has a song called Realign too. Like she has all these songs that with these words that I use, um, which we may like have clips, put clips on Instagram and put her song on it. We can, anyone can. But when you realign with nature, you are addressing the root cause of some of your ailments. Uh, Japanese doctors prescribe going and forest bathing. Go to the forest, and it should be taken seriously. I guess you will not know a good thing until it's gone, or you will not know it until it has contrast. Until I guess in America, until you have to start paying for it, you may not appreciate it. Like not you personally, but people may not appreciate it until they have to pay for it. I hope that's not the case. I hope um, by and large, y'all wise up and and embrace a good thing and protect it and and know it to be quite healing. And so that's where like my basic medicine starts. Like I do have that checklist in my mind when I see a patient. Like how connected are they to nature? What is their lifestyle like? then then we can go into kicking you back into vibration with in harmony with nature, with herbs, with treatments, with acupuncture, with exercises, with breathing techniques, with classes. All that stuff is fixing a problem that retreating into nature can help you with um, more than I can. It depends how off balance you are. But kicking you back into that frequency is is health. We learn in Ayurveda first day, like harmony with nature is health. In out of harmony with nature is disease. Like period.
Mhm.
But because people have a mind and that mind gets bored, we have all these techniques to help you according to who you are. So your interests are my interests. Your story is my story. A doctor needs to know you, needs to know as much of you as you'd like to share, because as much as possible, I'd like to step into your shoes as a physician, so I can see from like behind the eyes what's going on, how you perceive things, like what is really going on, how you feel, what are your emotions doing. Then I can kind of take your pulse and see how your body's doing and get you feeling good and stable, not just good for a moment, but create a habit that will kick you into the direction of having more good days than bad days. So I always ask you like, how are you doing? And I really mean it.
Mhm.
Yeah. And then we can have a discussion. Do you have anything to follow up? I know last time I couldn't hear you, so.
With the "How are you?" question or just the
Mm-mm.
time?
Last time you were chiming in and I didn't hear you, so I'm just
Um,
taking a pause to see if you had anything.
no, I agree. And well, I guess more to what I was saying earlier, just how there's so many people, but you're right. There's like so many different ways to like really keep yourself aligned and be one with nature. And I told you that was always kind of part of my journey because I had always had this feeling that I was supposed to get back to something. Um,
Mm.
and like it's just kind of been a search. Like my I guess journey through Ayurveda has been kind of like rediscovering just um just the natural remedies that exist. Like how do I align myself with nature? Because, as much as we try to change things, like you can't, take the natural part out of living, you know?
No, you really can't. And it's kind of impossible. And the more you try to deny that, the sicker you get.
Mhm.
But there's a nice little overlap, if I may, um, where people feel like they're disconnected from nature, which
Mhm.
is what? Since you're literally made of nature, right? But it's the mind that thinks that you're separate. When the
Mhm.
mind, when you realize how much the boundaries of you and your environment you don't really have any hard boundaries, and that through the mind or through the senses, like through the smell, you are picking up things from, like, you're picking up chemicals from everywhere. Because I'm probably ovulating, um, my sense of smell is like a not not like a dog, but like a dog. I stepped into the house and I smelled fish, and I was like, what died in here? You know?
Mhm.
And it was the koi fish food, like way in the kitchen. And I had just stepped into the front door and I was like, ooh. what is happening? Like, I thought maybe a mouse died or something died or like, and I was talking to Zeus, the Dalmatian, and I was like, Zeus, what's wrong with your nose? Like, you didn't catch that? And he was probably thinking, that's been here, you know. I was like, what are you talking about? So it's like you're interacting with your environment is the point, like further than your body all the time. Your sound, your vibration, not only through your ears, but through your bones, you can pick up vibrations through your physical body like a receiver. You feel things from very far away. I would say even other galaxies, you resonate. So you can know um, many things by going inward,
Hmm. Yeah, I
and
think we've been
that's
so like,
nature. Mm.
and we've been so like conditioned to not go inward anymore. Like it's about finding external answers and, relying on devices and relying on, you know,
Mm.
other things. Like they've created there's a kind of the joke that there's an app for everything, but they've almost like kind of created a product and really it's almost like we've gentrified nature in a way.
Oh,
I mean, like we talk about like gentrification in cities and things like that, but they've commodified like every aspect of living. So, yeah, it's just a reminder that, well, one, capitalism is probably not always the answer. You don't have to always buy the solution. I mean, sometimes, but you know, you can grow herbs, you can create your own food, you can, you know, find, well, I don't want to say alternatives, because the problem is we've created alternatives and people think that the alternatives are the norm now rather than
yeah.
finding the natural solution.
Yeah, I'm just vibing with what you're saying. Hmm. So, like talking about growing your own stuff,
Mhm.
these this mint is growing leaves underwater.
Oh, wow.
It's been underwater this whole time, and it's like I think it's time to plant. I'm gonna put it in dirt.
Oh,
I
wow.
might put it in dirt on stream. It's ready. That see, like it's ready. The rest of them. Oh, somebody's growing new leaves underwater as well. It's like a
Mm,
little sprout. Oh, wrong camera. So look at a little sprout.
yeah, I see it.
Let's see. Do we have fuzzies yet? Not yet from you, but can't believe it's still green after all this time. This one looks like that one's not gonna. It's either waterlogged or it's not gonna make it. So this one I'm gonna toss. See how like should I toss it? Hmm.
Um,
It looks a little yellow
yeah.
compared to. Oh wait, maybe it's just because it's the mojito mint. The mojito mint's that color. Okay, we're gonna make a mojito mint glass and a Mexican mint glass. Still green though, so even if you wanted to just keep your mint green, if you have some, just stick it in water and use it. Might sprout more leaves. My sister would call this kitchen scrap gardening. So this was just a twig, and now see how it grew again? Yep, doing that. Put that here. Mojito mint, little lighter. So let me check in with how you're feeling. Ooh, that smells good. Shall I make some tea?
Tea sounds good.
Okay. I'm going to, I'll be back and then you can make your tea. I'm gonna start my water boiling and then you can start your water boiling. Can you hear me? Is my mic coming from my
Yeah.
earphones? Oh,
Mhm.
good. Oh, good. Okay, start boiling this button and
Hallelujah.
then, and then, ooh, it's 10 o'clock. First hour. Anybody have any questions based on basic definitions on anything we've talked about here? Vata, Pitta, Kapha. Five elements. The five elements of okay. The five elements of Ayurveda are similar to the five elements of in Chinese medicine. Similar.
Mhm.
Ayurveda has so I'll put it in the chat room. Space. And there's an order to it. Space, air, fire, water, earth. Oops, I can't type it in because join Twitch today.
Uh-oh.
Okay, hold on. I will go here. Oh, Caitlin. Caitlin's active. Okay. Twitch. I put Twitch on my television, by the way. I just added it as an app. That is, can you hear
The
that?
hollow was pretty good.
Can you hear my desktop?
I think we.
Okay. I wonder if they can hear you then. We hear us?
Oh, wait. Wait. Oh, I hear it now in my ear. Yeah.
Okay.
I think
Okay.
it was the delay.
Okay, good. My dashboard up. Okay, we're gonna have tea. We're gonna make some mint tea. So if you're working with us or studying with us, I want to remind you to take a breath. Take a deep breath, maybe two or three. Exhale fairly slowly. All right. I'm gonna type in the elements in order. Do you want to start your water boiling?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Space, air, fire, water, earth. Okay. This is from Ayurveda and from, oh, thanks, Bagel. So from, that is Ayurveda. And then TCM, okay, I'll just call it TCM. We have, I'm going to start with water, wood, fire, earth, metal. What they have in what they have in common is water, fire. I'm going to say soil. I'll just wait. Don't want to change it on you quickly. Water, fire, and earth is what they have in common. In Chinese medicine, the space and air element is covered by something we call qi, qi. The q is pronounced with a ch sound. Ch. Okay. So what do you do with this information? Well, they have properties. They have different properties. Space, air, and oh yeah. Space, air, um, have the properties of being very light, and air has the property of movement. In in Chinese medicine, so this is going to be new for some of you because a lot of you took Ayurveda from me in my class, and it's very. I haven't given a TCM, a traditional Chinese medicine class, in a long time. People just don't recommend it. I mean, they don't request it, so you have to request it for me to give it. But I want to introduce a concept, a movement concept to you called expansion and contraction. So in Chinese medicine, if things go outward, that is the wood element. Or even um, so when you're being constricted, I think it's very relevant to today's time. The constriction that we feel with the rules, right? The standards of music, the 440 hertz kind of thing. That constriction um, creates um, gets in the way of creativity. That constriction constricts what? Creativity. That constrictive energy is not seen as good or bad, but if it's too much, it's seen as a disease. If it's too extreme, it's seen as a disease. So the metal element constricts and the wood element expands. So what we're seeing now is a constriction in our society where the laws are taking away your creativity or trying to anyway. When anything becomes extreme, so extreme, then the other elements um, build up pressure. So there's pressure for creativity now at this time. Okay? Where do we get this creativity? Theoretically, we would get it through passion. So the passionate, the what will control metal is fire. Metal must be heated to be moldable. So heat is seen as joy and passion. So I liked when the protests had music, art, art and music, and that kind of passion is would be theoretically very useful to con- to control the constriction. That is what you go to like um, that's what you go that's what how you would use me best is that kind of I can give you the way to get out and then you have to go within to find out how you want to express that creativity.
Mhm.
Yeah. But I know in this society people ask me what they should do, and that is you have to realize how impossible that is to answer without knowing you.
Mhm. Yeah, everybody just wants to be told the answer rather than discovering it for themselves.
Yeah, and you must discover it for yourself. But I can give you guidance. Like this looks like a constriction. So there are a couple of ways that this constriction relieves itself. One is that it turns into chaos and fear, which is what it's doing. But there's not just chaos and fear. It naturally flows that way. But there's also a controlling cycle, which um, you can use you can use joy to also reduce that constriction and fear in many ways. For instance, we'll have him on, and we'll have a guest on called the Magic Mechanic. And I don't know if you want to clip it for all the guests that I mentioned so that we can tag them. But I'll mention it over and over and over. No pressure to do it today, of course. But the Magic Mechanic has these cat cards, and I think I have mine here. I'm going to show you. So I would consider him a friend. We met at the farmer's market, and we have things in common. We vibe. So, um, so he does these like psychic readings, and he teaches like how you can be psychic too. And this is the card I pulled. So he'll go out, and it's pretty fun. He'll be like, pick a card, any card, right? And so I picked this card, and I thought it was part of his like tarot deck. And so I gave it back to him, and he said, "No, no, no, keep it." I was like, "Are you sure?" Because guess what? His This is his business card. Dan, that's backwards, but Daniel, I don't even know how to say his last name. The Magic Mechanic. I'll type it in the chat room. He'll tell you what he sees, but then also talking to like figuring it out on your own. He won't be too specific um so that you can't put your own flavor, which you should, which you very well should on onto things. But he makes these cute cats. He's got like a Halloween one and a space flying one, and to him, this is how he decodes his feelings is through his cards that he made. So he knows what he thinks when he sees this. And so by seeing this card, that's how he does his divination. You know, he created his own hmm, decoding process for his own body. I love it. And it's cute. So it brings joy. This joy helps to break apart constriction in you. He says the cats are cute and it's very disarming because we just don't need any more seriousness right now.
That's enough.
That's enough.
What's
Yeah.
going on in the world?
Yeah. And then when a woman says that's enough, it's enough.
It's really enough.
It's really enough. Yeah.
Men will usually take it too far.
Yep. Okay. So, I'm gonna grab my hot water. I have some of my mint stems, twigs. What's the proper word for this? Stems. Yeah, stems here. And some leaves that I brought from Los Angeles that I just dried. So, for those of you who need facts, though, I'm going to grab my kitchen scale and just why not? And something see-through. I'm glad I have see-through cups. Hope you can still hear me. Oh, kitchen scale. All right, let's see. I'm gonna wing it. So, uh, hmm, gonna tear the cup. Just really gonna get to basics. You know, sometimes people don't. I know I've had to teach uh, people how to use a scale. So you got this button called tear. Should I reverse my? I should reverse my video. I'm gonna reverse my video somewhere so you can read stuff. Mirror my video. Boom. Is that too weird?
We can see better.
Yeah. Tear. Okay. Tear means to zero out the scale. So I'm going to zero out the scale. You can put a cup on the scale and hit tear, and it will read 0. Okay. So I can't show you that on screen necessarily, but I'm going to put it down here. Hit tear. I'm just going to tell you what it reads. Yeah. My scale reads 0, and you want to check also the units. Units is like grams, ounces. Oops, I gotta mirror my mechanics. These are pounds. I think this scale goes up to 10 pounds. Milliliters. I'm gonna tear it so it goes to 0. Okay. And let's measure in grams. A lot of times when we're talking about herbs, and yeah, when we're talking about herbs, we're talking about grams. Okay. So if I tear this and I put my cup on it, it says 238 grams. I tear it again, it turns into 0. Put there. I'm going to dump my herbs in to measure how much of my mint I got in there. Looks like about 2 grams. I want more than 2 grams. I want maybe like 6. I probably want 6 grams or so. Or maybe 3. 6 grams, you're getting into, for mint, from 6 to 15 grams or 9 to 15 grams, you're getting into an herbal dose. You're getting into a medicinal amount. So when you're messing with herbs, which I recommend you don't do without some training in safety, um, I'll tell you some stories.
So you can overdo it with mint?
You can overdo it with water.
Well, yeah.
You can overdo it with anything. Yeah, you can. Absolutely. I hurt myself on ginger at some point.
Really?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I did. Okay. So I got about 3 grams of I'll tell you all the stories. So I got about 3 grams, and then just going to put my freshly boiled water in there. Yep. I like that. Sometimes I filter, sometimes I'm lazy and I just use my teeth to filter. And I don't even care if I eat some mint leaves because people eat mint.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and one of my professors, Dr. J, he likes to eat the rest of his herbs after he's done. Like if he will steep, yeah, if he will steep like if he steeps like manjishta, I have to, yeah, I'm just gonna say like manjishta or like moringa. I know moringa was popular. That's probably something everyone has heard about at least. Uh, Anything that he steeps, he tries to eat it after. He says there's still medicine in it.
Mhm. Makes sense.
There's oil soluble, at least you can understand it this way. There are oil soluble components and water soluble components.
Mhm.
So by eating it, he's sure to get both because I'm only steeping it in water. The essential oils are coming off. And I recommend that you grow mint because mint is kind of easy to grow. And then practice smelling the difference between fresh and dried. When you start to smell the difference between fresh and dried and you get used to it, you can smell aging. You can tell when the herbs start to lose their potency by testing and by getting used to what fresh smells like. There's something I detect in here. I would say more tannins. Like the oil is not, it's the dryness of the leaf, if that makes sense. When it gets dry, it gets brown, and the word tan comes from that browning process. When you steep herbs, they're all going to be a different shade of brown. Those are tannins. So the tannins are the medicine. The essential oils are the medicine. And that's
Mhm.
too hot. And that's too hot.
Mhm.
So when you put herbs in a formula, go ahead. I'll wait. We're gonna sip some tea. I want everybody to go get some tea. Let me know if you're getting tea. We've got 6 viewers on here. We'd appreciate a follow. We're a new channel. Well, we'd appreciate a follow anyway. And yeah, consider subbing if you like it with, you can sub for free with Amazon Prime. And yeah, would appreciate a follow. Tea time. Let's have some tea time. Technically not tea, I know. Technically a mint infusion. What is it? A Fanta. Technically a Fanta in Ayurveda. There are different ways to prepare herbs in different degrees of digestibility. This is called a Fanta or a hot infusion, and it is the most digestible way to prepare anything. So it's like a soup, right? If you eat clear soups, you eat clear soups because it delivers medicine and it's easy to digest. Part of getting sick is the inability to digest. So we're having a Fanta, Phanta, not a soda. For those of you who are just listening to this, mm, cold infusion is called a Hima, Hima. I'm 90% sure. Somebody can fact check me. Oh, let's see who it is. Who is it? I feel like Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. Like, who is it? I always save things on Instagram. Or I've been saving things on Instagram to share with you guys. Let's see what we have today. Hello. Who? Heyo, where is it? Can't find the things I shared. I saved. Here we go. And I saved it to our Twitch. You were busy last week, so I didn't tell you, Charisse. But I made a Twitch saved mm, folder for us to put whatever we wanted to talk about.
On the Google Drive.
No, on Instagram. So
Oh, oh,
when you find like Instagram posts that you like,
oh,
you could
wait, wait, wait. I did see
a shared folder,
because when even when you add, so when you collaborate on a
collaborated. Yeah,
it
I added.
sends it as a message. So that's why I
Oh,
was
oh yeah, that was me. But I didn't want to tell you last week because you're transitioning into your new job. Give you space to process.
Oh, but thank you. But now I understand the context because I saw the folder, but
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I had a feeling that that was okay. So it's a Twitch. Yeah.
Thank you for putting up with my ADHD. Like I don't always do things in its proper order. I just it's enough just to get them done for me.
Sometimes that's all you can do.
Yeah. At least it's done.
Those are good. There was something I was thinking after I was listening to you and I forgot what I was thinking about.
Oops.
It's okay. That's definitely peak ADHD.
Oh, let's take some space and some tea.
Mine's way too hot too.
Oh, I saved a quote saying, "We are not in ordinary times, and the women rising now, they're not here to be liked. They're here to be medicine. Take it however you like."
I relate to that so much.
Hmm. Me too.
Yeah, because I definitely am in a space where I don't care about being liked. I don't care about being told how to look. I don't care about everybody putting their projections onto me. I don't want to be the epitome of what a woman is supposed to be. Actually, a random thought that I had, was it this morning? Like kind of relating to that.
Hmm.
But I was looking at something and I just was thinking about how a lot of my life has been very like anti like what people want me to do. You know, of course, a lot of people are like, "Oh, you know, you're beautiful and you're tall. You should model. Do you want to act?" Like, and things like that. And well, part of me thinks that. So I forgot what it is in Vedic, but oh, my Rahu Ketu
Hmm.
was,
Your axis.
yeah,
Yeah.
myself is in Leo in Vedic.
Okay.
And I saw that, I was like, that makes a lot of sense.
Your what is in Leo?
Is it Ketu?
Your what is in Leo? Your K2 is in Leo? I don't know.
Is it that's the South Node?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, that's South Node. Your K2 is in Leo, so you have a 11-5 axis.
yeah.
Oh,
And I think I've always had this feeling that I had some
yay.
past life, like I think a lot of my purpose is resolving. I mean, I still don't know specifics, obviously, but just going off of, you know, a lot of the like I've done a couple past life regressions and just the lessons that I feel like I faced through in this life. Um, but I think I had to have like some type of prominent like I think I was in a space, well, I mean, very Leo, but you know, where I was receiving all like I might have been famous in some way, or I was definitely well known or prominent in whatever I was doing, and it
Mm,
felt like it's probably very like entertainment based. But and I've been so like against that. But it hit me, it was just like, if I were like a beauty influencer, or if I was telling people like, oh, like, you know, what would flow with, I guess, what people like expect from me in a way. But um
mm,
it just crossed my mind that, like, if I was a beauty influencer, I'd probably be like so successful because people are like, oh, I love your skin, and oh, I made this for and like I use this and this and that and whatever, and I can, that could be promoted easily through like word of mouth. But I I guess I just don't want that
I think
energy.
that's okay. I think
Yeah.
that's okay if you want to transform into something, whatever you
Yeah,
want.
I
You
don't
can be
want.
so many things.
Yeah, and I definitely want to be all of the things. I never wanted, not like that, but like, I never wanted to be like pigeonholed into like any one thing. And I think,
Oh,
a lot of people have like have tried to focus only on my looks. And I think that's probably a thing that I have with getting all of these degrees. Like, well, I'm smart, I got to prove that I'm smart in a way. Maybe like
mm,
subconsciously, of course, it's not the only reason. Like, oh, because who wants to rack up all this student loan debt just
right,
to
right.
know something?
Oh my gosh, tell me about
Um,
it.
but I think I've tried to break out of the standard that others try to conform me to.
Good for you. That's the
So
time. That's the time we're
that's
in.
I think that's the big reason why that like really sits with me. I don't want to just be the pretty girl. I don't want to do I don't want to only be forced to do one thing. I want to explore and learn and teach in my own ways.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
um, yeah, and and more importantly, want to empower other women and girls to believe that they don't have to be what society tells them to be.
Yeah. I agree. They absolutely don't, and I would be very happy. I went to a Sapphic event this weekend, and I'd be um very happy to support anyone that needs like a vote of confidence or just to talk about it, just to process it, you know? There it was like a safe space for women, and I've never experienced that before
Hmm.
in a social way. Like there were about six guys that tried to crash our party like at 2 a.m. And instead of course we called security, but instead of just calling security, like the whole place, like all of the individual women in that place, like kicked them out ourselves. Like we didn't need security to come and save anyone. Just the power of like don't invade the space. This space is supposed to be a safe place, and if we could talk about a safe place, right? Like safe from, like, you need men to protect you from who? From men. Like there's no like there's no like I need to you to protect me from women necessarily. So the idea is that it was very safe in there. Like no one felt like a man was like I don't know, creeping on them, I guess. So I'm all down for. I saw that space and I was like, oh, it was really nice to see people see like women get together and um they were able to be themselves.
Hmm.
I've never seen that before.
Wow. I think we're finally evolving. Like, obviously, there's still a lot that needs to be done. But I'm glad to exist during a time where women are really embracing that and creating their own spaces.
Tell
And
me how you've seen it.
um I mean, I've seen, so since being out here, and like I said, it's not perfect by any means, but just seeing a lot of like big girl groups. There are a couple that I'm in like on Facebook. Okay, actually, for one, this is actually a really good example. Um, there's this big Facebook group then. They've been going for like some years. Um, probably with like at least 15 years or so. Maybe longer, because one of the founders, she started off like as a networking group. It did evolve into a lot of things, but from there you saw a lot of women like starting their own businesses, supporting other people in the group. There were a lot of spin-off groups from there. I mean, actually, that's funny enough, one of the ways that I got into making edibles. So, like, kind of
Nice.
catapulted me to even having my first business, and um, having a great customer base there. And um, so one of the spin-off groups from that was like a women of color group. We call it Bay. But even from there, again, one of the, I guess, kind of the founding members of that group ended up starting a pottery studio and creating her own space. Now they have three different locations. They host like markets throughout the year, different events. So to not only, feel like, to really like not only say that you're creating the space and creating like the networking and all of that. So, it was a safe space in that sense, but to also like really see it evolve, and like seeing women like really empowering other women, encouraging other women, supporting them. I mean, even I was, this came up randomly. I feel like the way I talk about things, like I sound like I'm literally always on social media, and kind of am. But um there's people that will post, like people do posts about like, oh, put your cash app, and like, somebody was like, oh, do people even really get money when people say post your cash app? And that's one of those groups that, if somebody said, had a long post and was like, oh my gosh, I just need a place to vent. But people would come on there and say, oh, well, let me send you $5 for coffee, or
Aw.
which, let's help you out. And, there'd be collective people like just kind of create, and it was almost like a grounds for just mutual aid in its own way.
Oh.
Um, so, just aside from just empowering female business owners and supporting women and supporting their businesses and things, but the people were literally like supporting people that they don't know.
Yes.
It's like there's so many people who have come in there and needed help with rent, or had an emergency with their dog and needed a surgery, or just like, oh my God, life is stressing me out, can somebody send me $10? And
Mm.
somebody was just nice enough to say, hey, here's 20. Like,
Aw.
I've posted like, and also, so it's really interesting, especially when like the protests and things were going on. Um, there were a few kind of like reparations type of posts. Um, there were a lot of people like supporting these like social justice causes and things like that. But even in doing that, said, okay, hey, we have Black women in this group. How can we support you? There were a couple of threads where it was post your information, and I mean, I've had a couple people randomly send me money. Actually, one person in there had sent, from one of those posts, had sent me like something on PayPal. this woman came back. We added each other on Facebook, and she sent me like $100 as like a baby.
Whoa. Oh,
I was pregnant. Yeah, that was one that always like stuck out. Like, and the crazy part is we never really like messaged each other. Like, we haven't really had a lot of direct interaction, but like, just knowing that like there are actually like good and supportive people out there
yeah.
was really motivational in a way. So,
Oh, maybe we can transition now to tithing and sinners and
oh yes.
yeah. So, did you see it?
Yes, I
When
did.
did you see it?
Well, okay. I don't know how much I should admit this, but I did. I
Oh,
was too broke to go in theaters, so I found it
no,
before
that's fine. Okay.
everybody was having
Oh,
conversations.
I don't
But
care.
once it came out on Max, I've already played it like 3 times, and I
Okay.
probably will play it again today. At this point, it's one of those like I'm probably gonna put that movie on every day
I
just
want
to.
to watch it again too.
It's really good, and it's one of those. So for me, it's really interesting watching it because my grandparents were born around that time. My grandmother was born in Louisiana, but she did grow up in Mississippi. But my grandfather is from Mississippi. Um,
Okay.
so like it was even more like I knew that even when it came out, and I understood the time period. But watching it again for me was like it was just crazy because like you think about like them coming back and hiring the girl to watch the truck from Boosters. And I remember somebody said something about that, and I was thinking to myself, or somebody said like, "Oh, I feel bad for that poor girl, and like she's gonna only be attracted to bad boys and all of that." And first off, like you're talking about this little girl, and that little girl has grandkids or great grandkids at in this time, like that's
Oh,
almost 100 years ago. But you see this young girl and she's probably around maybe a little older than my grandmother was at that time.
hmm.
So it was interesting like not only watching the movie but like kind of placing it in context like
Mm-hmm. Yeah. This is what was going on. Yeah.
hmm. But I loved it. I loved it like everything about it was just it was a great story.
It,
I think
it was
very symbolic in a lot of ways.
it
What did you
pushed the envelope for me in a lot of ways too because I'm not a horror genre person
Mhm.
um at all. So when I did not know what we were watching. All I know is I was going over to my friend's house and we were going to watch a movie. So there was like four of us and our little group likes to analyze movies after we see it, right?
Mhm.
So I'm like, "Oh, a lot of blood." And for me, that was my first reaction. And then, "Oh, Michael B. Jordan and Michael B. Jordan."
That was crazy.
Yeah.
Because and also, like, even going back and rewatching, he really is like 2 different people. It felt like even though they're twins, he's the same
Yeah.
person.
Yes.
You got 2 different energies from them.
Yes.
They felt like 2 different
He
people.
had to act both parts.
Mhm.
So,
Oh,
what were we on? Like, what were we talking about right before this? That was the transition.
sorry.
Oh,
I was
tithing. Tithing.
empowerment.
Yeah, empowerment, women's empowerment. Um, someone giving you $100.
Mhm.
Um, a long, I think when I was in college, maybe in the 90s, a long time ago, I would I would think that tithing should be done personally to help people specifically. And I used to do a lot of like giving to charity, and St. Jude was one of them. Like Sierra Club was another one. I gave a lot to charity, not just 10%. So, but I thought if I gave this 10% directly to people, or direct when I meet people and they need it, and I just gave it directly to people, that I would feel more like I did something instead of not knowing what other people were doing with those resources. There was a lot of scams that came out back then in the nonprofit organization circles. One of the things that opened my eyes, and I'm sorry if you're a Girl Scout, but them cookies. Were you?
Was
Sorry.
it's okay.
Okay. Because my cousin is a Girl Scout. They finished like the whole thing
Mhm.
till their like final gold project or something. Um, but
Wasn't that invested.
yeah, so when I bought the cookies, I said, "Well, how much of this does the troop get?" And like a $5 box of cookies, 25 cents. Can you believe that? 20, well, you probably know.
I was 8. I don't remember.
Oh, 25 cents. So then I said, "Well, I don't want these cookies anyway. I'm not buying it for the cookies, I'm buying it to support. So can I just donate 20 bucks? Because I would have bought that many boxes anyway." And my auntie, who was like part co leader of their troop, said no, it's not allowed to donate directly to our troop. And I was like, what kind of what? $5 box of cookies, you get 25 cents. If I give you 20 bucks, you
Six.
calculate how many boxes that is.
And
More
they
benefit.
have $1 of that.
I'd rather not even a dollar. I'd rather give it to you directly.
That's insane. Well, if you get so you give $20 and bought 4 boxes, you said 25 cents a box?
They'd get a dollar.
Right. It's like, what? That's
So
I
20 times the
actually
amount.
worked for Girl Scouts, and I don't know. That doesn't make sense.
You're not allowed to take donations of money directly.
Hmm.
I said, well, too bad, because I'm giving it to you anyway. You're my auntie, like use whatever. You buy them treats or you buy them snacks and you don't write it off. You it comes out of your own pocket. So just put this back
That's
in your own pocket.
right.
Let me support that way. So tithing, whether you believe in tithing or not, I believe in giving. I believe in generosity. However
Mm.
that looks, it doesn't need to be 10%, but that's what I learned. Um, so I put that away and I just give it to people randomly. Like I went to my friend's show and she was go-go dancing. And I tipped her like, I don't know, 30 bucks. They don't get that. You get a dollar. Like people are standing up there with a dollar and I'm thinking, like a dollar, you know?
Yeah.
Come on, guys. Like it has to be at least five. You tip the valet more than this girl who's like breaking her body. Like it's such a unfair kind of industry. It's
Hmm.
so exploitive. It's like human trafficking on the level of give me human trafficking vibes.
Yeah. I never thought about it like that. Not that in that specific way.
Yeah.
Hmm. Okay, so now that we're on this,
Hmm.
because always like a very hot topic.
What?
Tipping culture.
What?
Tipping culture.
Tipping culture. Okay.
Right. Everyone gets so upset that, service jobs exist and then also just the whole I think I definitely do agree to some extent that tipping has gotten very aggressive in a way that
Yeah.
people like it was like now they're wanting like I guess there have been options to tip in like fast food places and
Yeah.
like that, which is I think crazy for fast food. But I don't know. I just feel like it's a catch 22. Like people also I think people really do forget and have been conditioned to like undervalue people providing like any type of service for them.
Hmm.
Um, like I mean, I guess well to use myself as a perfect example, like It's the most annoying thing in the world when people think that you don't have to tip a server. And not only saying this just because I am a server, but like you're leaving your house, you're sitting down.
Yeah.
You don't have to clean the table, you don't have to get your own silverware, you don't have to cook the food,
Mm-hmm.
bring it out.
Yep.
But you don't want to pay the person that's bringing it to you.
Right.
Go home and cook.
Yep. Yep.
But people think that that's insane to tell somebody to go cook their own food. You knew what it was when you left the house. Like you don't have to like it, but you don't have to sit at this table and eat
Yeah,
if you
get it to go.
value my service.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah,
crazy.
for sure. Like people don't get it. Service is, I provide a service. I'm a acupuncturist, and you pay for that service. You pay for for that person, that you're supportive of that person. So realize that, and pay for it, because it's not mandatory, right? Like you don't have anything above them that you can do. You get paid, hopefully you get paid to be there. So what's with that argument? Like, should the establishment pay for your service, or should the patrons pay for your service?
I I mean, well, here we still get minimum wage. So a lot of places don't get minimum, or they have a different server minimum wage.
Yep, I know, which is less.
In there, oh, less.
Yes, yes, I remember.
Like, what do you even? I
I
didn't even get
remember.
like
Huh?
I first started. Like, I started serving and we're working in restaurants in high school. Even hosting, I don't think I made minimum wage.
Mm-mm.
I can't remember what my host pay rate was. I mean, we
Mm-hmm.
still got tipped out as hosts.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing people don't think about. There are multiple people that don't, or that you don't see, that also get tipped out. If you order
Yep.
drink, I have to tip out a bartender. Ordering food, I have a food runner, and they also clean the tables so they turn faster. Um, they deserve, like, they don't get tipped as much, but they definitely deserve to get tipped.
What the
And
heck
also,
is this culture? What the heck is this up with the? Why is
well,
it? What is this? Like, where did it come
uh,
from?
well, the irony is that somebody was saying before that like everything in this country stems from slavery. Like
That's what
everything,
it feels like.
but everything about America is literally built on the backs of like using others to advance and to get ahead. Like everything, because tipping is not a thing as much internationally.
No, it
Most
isn't.
it is offensive to tip.
Yeah.
But also, when you think about it, not to say slavery didn't exist in these places, but a lot of these places and countries were not founded and built, like their foundation is not built upon free labor,
Really?
stealing labor
I
and stealing.
wonder. I wonder. I wonder
Not,
because
I mean,
China.
obviously, it's very loose. I'm saying that very loosely because most cultures had some form of indentured servitude or slavery. Um, I mean, obviously, not as many had chattel slavery to the extreme that we did here in the US, but
What is chattel?
treating them like animals. Hmm.
Ooh.
But, um, and of course, I did not fully research this, so I'm going off of the information I remember. But, um, I mean, Black people were domestic workers, and that's how
Oh.
serving, like when
I think
you
women in
serve
general
it,
also, right?
yes, but, um, hold on, let me just get a little. So I feel like I'm saying a lot, and then I'm like I want to have the facts to back up.
Hmm.
But yeah, yeah, a lot of the first round of domestic workers after slavery were usually these Black people who have only had domestic or service jobs. So,
Hmm.
um, oh, actually, that's funny. Yeah, tipping came to US post-Civil War, but it says it was brought back from Europe, from wealthy Americans who traveled to Europe in the mid 1800s.
Americans started tipping.
No, Europeans started tipping.
Oh,
But it started as a master servant custom in feudal societies. So as prop tipping back then
what does
was
that mean? Like, what
um
does that mean? Like, you get rewarded for something, or what? What is that? Like a bonus? Like,
well,
what is
probably
it?
all they got paid. It sounds like.
They were only paid tips to
Right. It
to
was for that.
ensure
But
to
I
ensure
mean,
performance.
again, like I mean, the they still, I guess, didn't, because I'm like, I don't want to necessarily call them like slave. They had servants, you know what I mean? I think that's probably a better word. Um, I mean,
When you
that was,
hire somebody, are they servants?
well, I guess for sure in that time, because you think of medieval times, the people that were paying and had the money are, you know, the aristocrats, the monarchs, and things like that. So, I mean, think about how many people were, kept in a dungeon or kept in serving quarters, and they were forced into that life in one way or another. And they didn't have a way to make money otherwise. They had to just kind of take what they got. So, I mean, it says wealthy nobles gave them like money, food, or gifts to servants for good service. But something tells me like back then, I mean, medieval times, like they were kind of,
I don't know.
I mean, I haven't read too much on it lately, but
What do I remember?
just me like envisioning it, like I'm sure it was a pretty savage time. Um,
Ooh, so the
but it
words
was
we
always
use.
created as a you're lower than me, I'm gonna toss you my pennies type of thing. And
Hmm. With that
yeah,
attitude. With that attitude. Hmm.
um,
It's the
actually that's
attitude in which you give, right? I guess.
mhm.
I'm gonna toss
So
you my
yeah,
pennies.
after emancipation, formerly enslaved Black workers were often employed as service roles like porters, valets, barbers, waiters. Oh, yeah. Employers refused to pay them wages. So tipping culture,
Ooh.
is the remnants of involuntary servitude and
Ooh. And then the loophole in the labor laws that you charge a server, I mean, it's a less of a minimum wage for servers. That's messed to me, that's messed up. To me,
yeah.
that is messed up. So the difference between, I think that, yeah, so standard tipping, in my opinion, should then be the difference between those two minimum wages. At least that should be the minimum tip is per hour. Like if they spend an hour on you or you sat there for an hour, you should pay the you should at least, first of all, that difference shouldn't exist. Um, there should be no like difference between a server position getting minimum wage, like you're less than minimum, first of all,
The
is insulting.
the federal tipped minimum wage is still $2.13 an hour. And
You're
that's still from 1991.
you are kidding.
I thought it had gone up a little bit. I thought it had gone, I mean, maybe in some states it has.
Holy, clip that.
Out for California. I was so surprised when I got here and I was making, well, actually, even then, when I first moved here, was I making like $8 or $10 an hour?
Clip that.
Ooh, it's so crazy to think even I don't know how the hell I even lived with $10 an hour.
So, what's minimum wage basically now? Is it 15?
50.
Okay.
Or
So,
not supposed to
your
be.
minimum tip for any service should be about $13. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
What? So people
Um,
are like, why don't you pay your servers? God, we gotta find a different way. We gotta find a different word for it. Like
but
that
also
word,
like we're so deep into it at this point. Like if you got so the restaurant that I'm working at now has they have a the credit card service charge.
yeah.
So that is often a thing. That actually had
Oh, takes away
a
from your tips.
maybe, but um, people don't like seeing added charges. So even if you like if you go in and you're used to getting a burger for $10 and they put it on the menu for $5, are you gonna like or say it's 15 now and then it's 20 because oh you don't have to tip, but now you gotta pay $20 for a burger. So it's like
Which would you prefer?
mm, I mean personally I'd rather tip because I can choose and I know I'm giving it directly to that person. If it's built into the food cost, that's still not necessarily a guarantee that the
Mm,
business is going to pay the people more.
yes. Yes. So, which
I mean,
is
someone
goes to
can
my
do it.
point about tithing. I
Right,
don't know who's getting it, so I'd rather give it straight.
right.
Financially, like a little financial part of the show is I put 10% away for retirement. I put 10%, well, I put 20% away for retirement because half of that, when I put it away, I have to pay taxes up to 50%, possibly. I mean, I'm not in that tax bracket, but my mom built that habit in me
Mhm.
to put half, she's like, I don't even know how long she built that in me, but always put half away for taxes now, put half away for taxes now, put half away. So if I'm going to save 10%, I'm going to save 20 and the other half is for taxes. So I'm never like back on my tax bill. And then the other 10% goes to charity. And I don't necessarily only, I don't only give charity. And I hate to even call it that because it's kind of demeaning, but I don't only give to nonprofit organizations. I'm going to say I now rarely give to nonprofit organizations and I serve the people who I come in contact with around me. Like my friend crashed her car. I know she could use a little extra, so I'll like support her show and tip her a bit more, Or if I know another friend is going through, like a couple of friends are going through some hard times with their cars. Um, if they work a job that they can be tipped, I'll do that, or I'll find a way. Like I'll find a way. Like I was on this rover job, and the lady told me give your friends eggs, so just to reduce their grocery bill too. And not only that, I mean, you should share anyway. But if you're having an especially hard time, then I will usually give indiscriminately. But if I know someone's having a hard time, they'll be more like on top of the list. And the other people I give to is people who help other people.
Mhm.
Like if I find that they are generous as well, Even if they're wealthy, I don't care. If they're generous, I will be that karma coming back. I take it upon myself to you know, even out the scales, so to speak, because I know when they have extra, they do give. So I think I'm glad they're wealthy because they're responsibly wealthy. And I will support that too, and that can be like a new concept for people. But I find it very Asian for that generosity to be like kind of juxtaposition against like I mean against Catholic kind of thing. So when I go to Catholic churches, which I used to do quite a bit, my
Mhm.
uncle was a Catholic priest. I find people there not just that they take in the poor and the needy and things like that. I don't find just that. Thank you. What was that bling? Thank you, someone or something.
I missed it. Mm-mm.
Huh? Did you do that?
No, I missed it. I don't know what.
Thanks for the sub or something. I don't see it yet. That's why in the room. Um, I don't know what that bling was, and I wish I did. So, anyway, where was I? Yeah, when I went to like when the foundation of the place, which I'm not saying is wrong, I know there's a lot of people who get blessing, grace, and they need grace, and they're really in trouble, and they need that from the church. Um, but the vibe is if you are down on your luck, we will always lift you up, which is great on paper. But then I won I wonder how much of that is performance. I know I did that to get my mother's attention as a child, as a baby. I could manipulate her by the time I was 1 or 2 to get attention. I was sick not because I was sick. I was sick because I wanted her attention. And
Mm.
then I got on Western medication and I really got sick. And then I was really sick because I pretended to be sick. And then I was really sick and it spiraled. But I know in my heart it was to get her attention. So in a larger, like the Vatican is one of the wealthiest real estate owners in the world. Do you know this?
I have heard that, yes.
Okay. They do. They own a lot of land. So if you're part of the Catholic Church, you get a lot of perks. It's like being in the military. Where do all your resources go? To like military and the church, Roman Catholic. So yeah, they'll Airbnb stuff. They're the gentrifiers, you know? They own so much land that you can't go on, but you have to be sick in order to stay. It's like I'm sorry if like AA helped you or whatever, but um I don't think we have to remain sick. I don't think we have like an original sin that curses us for all of existence. I cannot get behind that. So when I go to like a Catholic church, I see a lot of like I feel the familiar vibe of um putting themselves down, like low self-esteem to fit into that social structure because it is a social structure. It is not a personal relationship with your spirituality. You have to fit into your church. And if that looks like women have to feign weakness, I know like one silly game that I see a lot. I've seen a lot is that um, a boy will pretend to scare a girl, and the girl has to say like this poem that says, "Oh, I'm scared, I'm scared." Like she's saying that to herself,
Mhm.
like socially pressured to say that to herself. And if not, then people look at her with scorn, like she's not behaving properly. I don't like that vibe, so I won't go. I remember as like maybe nine, maybe I was nine, maybe I was eight, and I had serious by 9 or 8, I had seriously thought about different religions. I had read the Bible already. I had studied Buddhism. I had studied Taoism. I had studied Zen. I had studied like Shinto. I'm autistic, you know. I read the encyclopedia, a lot of it. Sped read a lot of the encyclopedia. And I came to the conclusion from my own going inward that if there was a God, because I wasn't sure then yet, I wasn't 100% sure there wasn't. If there was a God, then my God wouldn't hate me because I obviously there's all these religions. I have a choice. So I told my auntie because she's very Catholic and like very intent on getting me baptized. And so I went to church and I told you they didn't feed me. Everyone else could get the, is it called the Eucharist? I don't know. They could get the piece of bread, and I was hungry and they didn't feed me. So I was like, and the way they treated girls and women, I was not down. And I said, if there is a God, which I'm not sure there is, my God would love me and not hate me. I said that as a child, you know?
Mm-mm.
So talking about Sinners, I was watching Sinners with that kind of filter.
Mhm.
Like the man saying, like, in his darkest time, right? When his son's darkest time, he was like, give up the guitar, son, you know? And I was like, isn't that so predatory?
But also, um, when Remnick almost catches Sammy, and he
Remnant,
kind
which one's Remnant?
the main vampire guy.
Oh, the white guy.
Yeah.
His name is Remnant.
Rem
Remnant. Hmm.
Remnick
I have no
something.
idea. I don't know.
I saw a lot of conversation about it too, so I knew the whole movie probably before I even watched it.
How long have you been watching this movie?
Well, no, people have been talking about it since it came out.
You know you're on social media.
I
You know
I've
I'm
seen
not. You know I'm
conversations.
not on social media that.
Yeah, but I mean also threads because like a lot of the people that I follow like went and saw it multiple times, have not stopped talking about it since June, like or when it came out in May, I think.
We have a
But
different user profile.
hmm
We totally have a different user profile.
want to switch and log onto my account. It's a whole different
Oh,
world.
mm-mm.
Every account is different. Every account is literally completely different.
Mm.
Completely.
Okay, so
Um,
Remnant
well, Remnick,
almost caught Sammy.
so when Sammy was trying to escape and he kind of like baptizes him in the water,
Was that a baptism? I missed that. Oh my
that's
God.
when I saw that and I was just like, he's really like baptizing him right now. It's like the visual is like wild. But Sammy goes into the Lord's Prayer
Yep, I
and
know.
then they all start saying it. And
Yep.
how Remnick was like saying like, "No, I know those words, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
resent the people who came in with their Bibles and taught it to mine, but
Uh-huh.
they still bring him comfort." So I thought that was like an interesting like juxtaposition of like it's like almost two sides of the coin, like whether you believe, you don't believe, like it's all still I don't know, it's so relate like it's interesting because I feel like it highlights how religion is a part of you whether you participate or not, almost. I think that's a really great way to say it.
Mm. It gives me the creeps from what I've experienced in church.
Oh, absolutely. But I don't go to church. I know that whole poem. I know that whole prayer. I mean,
Me too.
why that is one that I learned and the main one that I probably have memorized, like for real. I don't know. I know I don't know a lot of
Did you
like
go to
I
Catholic
know.
church?
Mhm. No, I didn't grow up in. My mom did. My
Oh,
mom,
it's very Catholic.
and that's probably why it was familiar anyways, but mhm.
It's because it's repeated like at AA. It's like in AA is like you're always going to be sick, keep coming back. Keep coming back is their tagline in at least the one I visited.
Mhm.
Um keep coming back, and it was like creepy like our Lord's prayer to me when I went because it means you'll always be sick, and I don't believe in that.
Mm.
There's a there's like a way to be free. It's called moksha. It's a very old concept, come from the Vedas. It's called like sometimes we call it nirvana, sometimes we call it moksha, but it's not a concept. It's something that you achieve through study and practice. So I very much am in the study and practice camp. If you look at my Instagram, it'll be like whatever I want to do, like a lot of bodybuilding, a lot of women like bodybuilders right now because I want to be motivated. Whatever I'm trying to motivate myself to do, go to the gym, right? I need to learn how to now like do my hair and makeup because I'm being invited to these places where there's a minimum standard and I need to fit in. So I have like hair and makeup stuff
Mhm.
and science and funny dog and cat videos and funny animal videos for Joy. So you can see like the person my Instagram is very much my personality.
Mhm.
Um yeah. So or what I'm trying to do with my life. Like Ayurveda's in there. Um funny things, science things, my friends, whatever I can do and whatever I can do to support my friends. I think that's very one of my like principal aspects. Like if I can support my friends, um, I take it very seriously as if it's my calling in life to serve the people who are around me, have a global view, but like act very like personally, very personally. Like go to their house, deliver fruit. Like in Hawaii, if your tree has a whole bunch of fruit, you just start like divvying it up to whoever's home, you know? Like you just share it with your circle or whoever's home, whoever's on that list, and they answer first. Like I'm gonna come deliver eggs. I'm gonna come deliver eggs until I run out. I'm gonna come deliver fruit. I'm gonna come deliver fruit till I run out. I've got curry leaves. Like I have a couple of Indian friends. You know, I'm gonna. I delivered to one Indian family and another Indian family the sweet curry leaves I was blessed with. Like that blessing just keeps going because you just keep like whether it be tips however you think about it, the only wrong way to think about it is by being stingy. That's the only wrong way to think about it. But if you're thinking about how to tip, what do I do to make this person's life better? Whether it sounds like a tip or the employer wises up and pays them a living, oh my God, a living wage. I am enraged right now that I even found that out today from you that it's $2 something is minimum. I can't not. I cannot. I gotta process that
Mhm.
or I'm gonna freak out.
Well,
I
luckily, usually you get tipped, but
but
yeah.
people should know that. Like, why don't you clip that? Like the minimum wage for like a fast food worker is $15 and a minimum work wage for um a waitress or they call it the service industry. Is it the service industry? Is $2 something? Is that right?
It's for tipped workers.
For
Now, I
tipped
don't know
workers.
how many other industries
Oh
that
my gosh.
are outside of restaurants because I don't know. how
So
many jobs are like solely tip based, but most other jobs I feel like like your hairdressers and like things like that, like well, I mean that's probably I wonder like I don't know. Because I was gonna say like shoe shine people and things like that. People like that get tipped, or like people carrying your bags at the airport or things like that. Like
traditionally,
I don't know.
but
They
check
get
this out.
told
I
they
have
get.
a I have an evil thought right now. So because I'm a business owner, don't put those two things together. I don't clip that. But I have a like a corporate mind because I was trained at it. Corporate mind says, I'm going to conspiracy theory right now. Because you have apps like you have point of sale registers like Square, like Clover, that can you can easily build in a tip.
Mm-hmm.
Your employer can categorize your position as a tipped position and pay you less now.
Mm.
It would be better if your position was not categorized as a traditionally um, tipped position. I don't like that I go to a bakery and they literally just put my croissant in the bag and then the Square reader says, "Do you want to tip 20%?" I'm like, that's not to me, that's not a service industry thing. It's like you put it, don't even put it in a bag if it costs 20%. And just like let me open up and grab the croissant myself. I don't need that ambiance when I go into the bakery. I just needed my food.
Yeah.
I'm not sitting down. You're not making me comfortable. You're just like doing this.
And I feel like in that situation, giving like your change or a dollar or so is sufficient. Now, I don't always tip, like, I'm not always tipping somebody, like, it depends on the place. Like, if it's like a quick service or like a coffee place, like, it's usually just like my change or a dollar. But
Like I can't afford it anymore. It's too expensive.
yeah.
So what point do you have like be reasonable across the board? You know, what if it's just the heart is what matters is my point, but that's not enforceable. So what changes people's heart are discussions like this. Like, Did you know that that was the federal minimum wage? Are you serious? In
Mhm.
2025? That is, I don't know, whatever it is. That's still too low. If that's still too low, that means that's at a full-time rate. You just whatever the minimum wage is, you times it by two, and then you add like three zeros to it. So $2 an hour. Let's make it three, just to be really conservative. Times two is six. So $6,000 a year working full time. Working full time is not a living wage. It's
No.
$500 a month. That is hella cheap rent these days. Cheap rent these days.
Can't even find that unless you got like three roommates.
That's nepotism or Roach Motel.
I wasn't even paying that sleeping on the couch. Some
Yeah, yeah. Couch surfer prices. And did you want them to also eat?
years ago.
What? Years, and this was years ago. Okay.
But right, you're supposed to pay rent, you're supposed to eat, you're supposed to
In LA
and you
Drive.
don't make any other tips. What do you have? Two more jobs where you're making the same amount? Like,
Yikes.
yeah, it's kind of sad that we've gotten to this place. But understanding, like, I already knew the history behind was pretty shady, but to find out that it came from Europe, they don't even like tipping as much in Europe, and people know you don't usually tip if you go to Europe, but to really realize that a lot of Black people were forced into these positions and then forced to not make money. Like, I mean, everything is really rooted in slavery, unfortunately.
Ugh.
We still feel the effects, and people act like it's not reality, but it is, because you hate tipping because people who used to be enslaved had to be tipped, and you didn't want to tip Black people. Not you, but you know what I mean, like society. They barely wanted to tip, but like they thought, okay, well, just take my change and go make it work. People did, and they still torn it down every one which way that they can.
Oh
So,
yeah. That also goes back to Sinners says so much about society. Like they bought the slaughterhouse, right?
mhm,
Like the guy wouldn't even disclose. Like now in real estate, you have to disclose what that place was before,
mhm,
but sold them a slaughterhouse and then set them up to be slaughtered, right? Was is a good what do you call metaphor?
mhm.
That
Oh,
kind of
also,
storytelling. Uh-huh.
the way um I thought it was so interesting how he used Chicago and Mississippi. Um, Actually, I thought that, well, I mean, it's not too crazy because my grandparents ended up outside of Chicago as well,
Mm-hmm.
just later than that. But um, actually, yeah, probably would have been what, another decade, like maybe 10, 15 years or so after the movie would have taken place that my grandparents ended up in Chicago.
Wow.
I didn't think about that math, but so he does, so they go from Chicago back down to Mississippi. That's all within 24 hours, too. And then the the credit scene, or what do they call it? Like, I also find that interesting that he's like applying these like Marvel techniques to a non-Marvel movie. So I love that.
Yeah.
And they end in Chicago, back in Chicago 60 years later. And that same day is, I think, the start of Candyman. It happened in October 1992. There was significance to that date. I should have pulled it up before I said it. But and Black Panther ends in 19 or no, starts in 1992.
Oh, what?
And yeah,
Oh,
it also takes place in 1992.
all these clues.
And then I also thought it was interesting to oh, because he has Ironheart. Ryan Coogler directed Ironheart on Disney Plus. That's another Marvel. It's like young, basically like it's a young Black girl with kind of like ambitions to follow in the legacy of Tony Stark. Um,
Oh, yeah, yeah. I don't have Disney Plus, so I only saw like a little. I think the place I am babysitting has Disney Plus. So,
yeah, you should watch it. There's 6 episodes, pretty good.
okay.
But I had looked it up when the movie first came out, the significance of 1992. But there were just a lot of there's a lot of significance just of him using those dates. That was the harvest moon. Um, or I don't know if they wait, was it a full moon in the movie? Now I gotta watch it again.
In
But
Sinners?
yeah, I gotta watch and check for that part.
Oh, and there was a moon. Like there was.
I could
And
I could
it was, and I remember it being like quite bright because I was like, oh, this scene is being lit by the moon because it was a moonlit scene. So I think it was full moon.
Probably, yeah.
Hmm.
So it's the harvest full moon. And then just that the significance of like the harvest full moon, they say like, the veil is thin
Yeah.
during that time and it's based in October.
Yeah, it is. I
How
know
they
no, go ahead, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say the like 1932 was like the original sin era, and then they compared it to like the 1992 is like the inheritance, but also um the significance of 1992 was that it was the Rodney King video came out then, and then the Watts riots and all of that. So it's so significant, like just as far as big moments in Black culture, and almost showing that it's like showing that things have changed, but then they haven't changed as much as like we think that they've changed. Um, yeah,
Hmm.
the whole slaughterhouse idea to, realize that Sammy survived to 1992 and I'm tired of this place because the same
Oh,
happened, you know, the same. They're still
oh
out here
my
trying
gosh.
to take out black men.
I wish you were there last night talking about it with us.
I know, seeing it, I wish I had gone to a
Because
watch
there was
party.
no black people at our party, only like brown people, only two Asians and two Indians.
So I want to hear that. Like, what's the response?
I don't want to say.
I want to know.
I
It's
I was
important.
I was like I was at someone else's house and it couldn't get to the point where you and I can get. So some of the things that were mirrored, like some of the reactions, is that one of my friends was like, "Yeah, this is 2025, and why aren't we further along?" Like it like echoes your sentiment about we think we're far along, but we're not. And so he was expressing his frustration that we weren't far enough along.
Mhm.
And so that was it. And then um well, like superficial things, like one of my friends is in love with Michael B. Jordan. So she was kind of like she likes horrors and she's like, please don't let him die. And that was her thing. So it was kind of superficial in that way there. But another of my friends is an actress and she's like deconstructing the same guy, my guy friend, he's a producer. So he was talking about it like just technically like camera angles, like how it went from like the old style, like proportions, like 3 by 4 to like widescreen and
Mhm.
what subconscious effect that has on us.
Ryan Coogler shot it on film too.
Oh, wow. And
Mm-hmm.
so they were talking about, let's see, like how hive mind happened, like after Remenant, I don't know his name, Remenec, who knows? How after a whole bunch of people were getting infected, that they could like share a hive mind. We have a more like a sci-fi vibe in the group that I was watching it with, like a more like a Black Mirror kind of vibe.
Mm-hmm.
And talking about, I think, like they were still a little like they're trying to breach the edges of talking about like the things that we talk about in Black culture, but none of us are Black, right? So it's sort of hard to talk about, but we know that, well, s- we all agreed that people who have privilege should be doing better.
Mm-hmm.
I wish we could talk about how we should be doing better, but I was sort of it was Asian, so I was sort of shut down from discussing um I was I was trying to understand everyone's point of view, but they saw
Mhm.
it as argumentative. So I can tell you for Asians, they'll see what we're talking about as argumentative and not a dialogue.
Now, speaking of that aspect, um, I
I mean, let's
I
go. I'm down for it. Like, come on.
I have to find this video. Um, oh, I have to find it. I want to say I saw it on Threads, but basically talking about the the Asian community in the Delta, in Delta, Mississippi. And I mean, I'm like, again, not entirely surprised because I did have some like awareness, but I was even more aware of like how big the community was down there. I think the thing that really threw me was not only the community being there, but um seeing Asians with very country accents was hilarious to me. Not
Don't you
hilarious.
think they would have though?
Well, I feel like it's inevitable if you're in
Yeah,
Mississippi.
yeah.
Because you see so many other places like I mean my grandmother as an example, we still don't understand half of what she's saying. Not even I'm sorry, I
I think
shouldn't be
I think
funny.
I think we noticed that too. Like, first of all, I was like, there were Asians there, and
Yeah,
I thought it was like pigeonholed, but like I was like, and they own the convenience market. Of course they do. Like,
that's
maybe it's just like in our blood to own
well,
stuff.
that's why I gotta show you the video because that's essentially, how a lot of the communities were built. A lot of them did own like the general stores.
What
You know,
communities? Asian communities?
yeah, that's what I mean. A lot of what you see even now, how you see Asian, like when you see the Asians in Black communities, they're still owning
Wow,
owning a company.
generational. It's like
So that's
hardwired almost.
I mean, it's smart.
Yeah, but I
They
don't like,
found a way to provide a service and create a business that they knew would be needed in the community and
yeah,
set a foundation. I think you tend to see like, they find a way and then if the kids don't take over, that's when it,
they close it.
doesn't sustain. But um which speaking of which, there's another show on Apple TV that I think I've meant to tell you about a while ago. It's called Little America, and they follow like different immigrant stories. And that one was interesting. There was one about like a Korean family, and they had a hat shop. I think
Hmm.
it was some or no, it might have been Detroit. Um, and they are actually real people's stories, but they had the hat shop in Detroit and the son's working in the shop, but they're, you know, grilling him like and drilling it in him like you have to go to med school, you got to be a doctor, but he really wants to be an artist. And then he kind of flips it and realizes he does eventually go to art school. He drops out because he just wanted to create and not explain his art, and then ends up back at the hat shop and ends up taking over because he realized like his mom was like all upset, like you're supposed to be a doctor and you're supposed to be doing bad. I'm creating a better life for you. And he's like, but what if all I want to do is just be you? Like you're the best artist and best creator
Uh-huh.
that and I just want to be you. Um, so I thought that was interesting. But back to Sinners and the Asians in Mississippi and all of that. But I will find that video because every single person in the video, these are real people with like families that have been down there for generations now, like who probably had family who would have been in Mississippi during Sinners era too. And the accent is that's the most mind-blowing thing, that their accent is so thick. But it's it's interesting. Just the like it's the historical context, like what you call it, Bo and Grace are in the juke joint, but all of their they're probably based on the color side of town, like it's like that tiptoe between like kind of being accepted by the white people, but being forced to be around the black people because you're not really white, you know what I mean? And back then, the white people were probably I mean, they're
Where
still.
did we lie? I have no idea.
I think in the 1930s probably just confusing people. But, um
Yeah.
but yeah, it's interesting to see like and that they were still in the juke joint. So I mean that says that like okay, they're still, part of the minority community. Um
Oh, okay. I
yeah.
see. I see. And
But I
there's only a couple of them too.
yeah,
So
but I'm gonna find you that video because that I don't know if it was a documentary. Um
there's so much to unpack. I didn't realize what I was watching, but when this group sits down to watch something, it's usually pretty something that's contemplative that we have to think about. So as far as that discussion, I'm just happy there is a discussion. I'm just
mhm,
happy people are trying to grow. It's not it's not nearly like to this level, I think. Just because I have more time to deep dive with people, and um, and I value relationship. I
mhm,
value understanding. I value understanding others. Like you, I don't know. The more you get to know me, I think you're just gonna see that as a common theme. Like
mhm. Yeah, I definitely get that from you.
so, I'm happy because I think understanding heals. I think when you understand someone and they actually believe you understand them, or at least they don't, it helps with the loneliness that, or when people feel like they're doing it alone, which
Right.
is one of the biggest complaints I hear eventually from nearly everyone, from nearly everyone. Um, for me, my way to heal that as a healer is to, as much as they invite me to, is to step into their shoes. Yeah, I don't know where that is, like in in Ayurveda. Hmm. I wonder if it is in Ayurveda, that strategy. I think it's just under compassion. I think it says like a doctor should be compassionate.
Mhm. So I see an article.
Oh, you're finding something now.
Oh yes. I want to watch the video again now, but
What video? Which video? Okay, is it on Instagram?
oh, it was on my I just posted
Driving me
so
crazy. Okay.
saw I don't remember if someone
Complex relationship. Oh,
brought it
wow.
was a documentary. Just I think it was a documentary or something on like the history of, Chinese people in the Mississippi Delta. And they did it before Sinners. It's just so long ago that I saw it, so um
Wow.
yeah, that's the Smithsonian article. And maybe this is from
Oh,
there's
bing
a
bong, bing bong. Are you sending me stuff? No.
I put it in the chat.
I'm getting so many bing bongs.
But yeah, I'm not surprised by any of like by seeing because that's probably when people were like coming over to like work on the railroads and things like that too. Um like I'm not surprised definitely seeing like a Chinese general store in Sinners because I know Like even like New Orleans, Louisiana, like the whole Mississippi Delta is very much about, like, we talk about America being a melting pot,
Yep.
but that part of the country is like you have a little bit of everything, like literally. Which again, not surprising because Louisiana's a port city, what you call it, Biloxi, and they're right there on the coast. That was a big port for trade. You
Oh yeah,
come,
all that, all the South.
a lot of Asians ended up in the islands too. Um,
Really?
oh my
Oh,
gosh,
I want to
yeah,
be Asian
Chinese,
Jamaican
Jamaican, and then just the Indians and like, but
from India. From India.
there are a
The
lot of
Indians are the
Indian
nat
Indians in
na
like Trinidad and other countries
like
too.
Native Americans or India Indians?
No, from India.
From India. Those really?
Mhm.
Wow. Such more. Okay, so I'm getting this vibe. Like, why is so much of the propaganda black versus white when there is definitely Asians and of all kinds in there as well? There is why so much of the black versus white
I mean,
only that
no
discussion?
matter how you spin it, that is, it's like,
I see.
and this is, I am probably gonna say this in like the craziest way possible, but it's like almost like white people have made their whole existence hating black people.
I mean,
And yes,
I can
they
feel
have
that.
conflict all over the world and had issues and whatever, but
But they also hate Chinese people a lot.
yeah, definitely not saying that they don't.
A
But
lot.
definitely, I think white people hate anything that they can't control. And this is also like, when I say white people, I mean like the bad ones.
Oh, well, Trump didn't say. He said China. He never says Africa. He never said that.
Well,
So,
but he was saying a whole lot when he took out
yes.
the New York Times for the Central Park Five,
Ugh.
um, and when he was slumlord and
Oh, I bought. Oh my God. Yeah.
so he
Oh
doesn't
my
have
gosh.
to say that now. Now he's like, let's go pick on the Chinese. Like, okay.
Because
Um,
everybody wants to pick on the Chinese. It's like, it's so easy to.
yeah, I think that the
And
hate for
all because
black
I'm
people,
Japanese doesn't mean I don't get the fallout from that either. Whatever.
mhm,
Chinese means Asian.
unfortunately. Unfortunately, to those who don't uh, know that there are a lot more countries in Asia.
Can't differentiate. Yeah.
Everything's China. It's like, no, that's not how it works. Um, oh, I'm going to find this video
Ah!
because it's such like, and I need to find the video to also find out where the documentary came from. Um, because that is the
It's
real,
driving you crazy.
yeah. I'm absolutely. I know I saved it. I know I saved it somewhere. When did this movie come out? Dang, now I gotta. It's okay. I'm going to find it, even if I like, send it to you later. I'm going to
Heck
find it.
yeah. I mean, we have, we should probably just do, can we do Monday, Wednesdays now? I
Sure.
think we're doing it like, what do you call enough, consistently enough that we can put like Monday, Wednesdays. I'm
Actually,
gonna, hmm,
I said I was thinking about that. I didn't remember if I had put it on the
office hours,
right.
like a morning show or and office hours, like when people can come in and ask questions. I eventually want people to come ask me questions here. And
Mhm.
yeah, so if they don't mind saying it in public, if they don't mind doing it here, Yeah, people will find us. The Twitch people will find us. Whoever does Twitch already will find us, and some of my other patients, they'll find us. They'll find us here. Just keep creating relationships. Um, at least for me, the grassroots thing, and then for you, you know how to do like more broad marketing kind of things.
Mhm.
But I think I think, and you can correct me if I'm wrong because you are like in charge of that for me. Um, is That's my strategy so far. It's something that I can do easily is to cultivate my real cultivate relationships with people. Is that Am I doing the right thing for us? I can also, you know, I can develop whatever skill you need me to develop.
Oh, it was a PBS documentary.
Ah, okay.
Okay, it's a start.
Hmm. Okay.
Yeah, it was a somewhere south. Okay, this is a shorter video. Far East, Deep South. I think I found him. But this
PBS
is the
video.
full documentary. Now I want to watch like the whole thing.
I want to watch it.
But again, like I've seen so much, like I was telling you about like the food documentaries on like the street food about like New Orleans and things like that.
Hmm.
Like there are a lot of um and I don't want to say only Chinese people because I don't think even New Orleans is only Chinese people. I mean, of course not now, but
Of Asian origin.
historically, but
Like
um
Japanese people didn't. I don't think they emigrated a lot
mhm.
as strongly as Chinese people. Like, did Japanese people also build the railways? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't hear a lot of stories in my community about Japanese folks building the Transcontinental Railroad.
Mhm.
Mostly Hong Kong, I think, because British ruled Hong Kong for
Mhm.
100 years. So opportunity was through Hong Kong. My grandma came to the United States to work on the sugarcane plantations.
But again, a lot of New Orleans, I mean Louisiana, all sugarcane, mostly.
Oh, maybe they got transferred at some point. I don't know. But Hawaii was a landing ground for a lot of Japanese.
Mhm.
And California was called CNH. California and Hawaii was is the name of CNH sugar. So it
Mm.
comes from that.
Mm. Interesting.
Hmm. So I guess the black folks worked the sugarcane in the South, and the Japanese or the Asian folks
But
worked the sugarcane in California and Hawaii.
even when you say that, that's the islands make sense too.
What islands? Hawaiian Islands?
No, I mean the Caribbean islands, sorry.
Oh,
Them end up in the Caribbean makes sense because there was sugarcane farmed
yeah.
there.
Uh-huh. Sugar.
That's
Sugar historically was very difficult to come by, especially in Europe. They don't grow that kind of stuff. And
mm,
like having, I watch a lot of baking shows. So having sugar historically was very difficult to come by. You would only really have cake once a year because sugar was expensive.
mhm.
So that was a lucrative venture, sugar. Now we have fake sugar.
Mm,
And it's really easy to get like processed sugar now.
mm.
So, yep, no markup on sugar anymore. but people didn't eat that much sugar. You know, I'm gonna go to health with this. Like health wise, people just didn't eat that much sugar. It wasn't available. It wasn't affordable. So like I don't know how it affects people, but there were people. I think I've seen the argument made that this kind of like cheap stuff is in like black communities, like this cheap sugar stuff is in
Mhm.
black communities a lot. But back then, if you worked the sugarcane fields, you got like some liquid sweet gold for free, which, to me, health history wise, tells me why the black community really likes a lot of sugar, like a lot of sugar. That sweet tea is very southern. I tasted it and it is like way too sweet for me.
Mhm.
Like it's obnoxious how much sugar is in it.
Mhm.
But if you had like a prized thing and you got it for kind of like you got the remnants of it maybe, but you got it for free kind of, right? Because the parts that were thrown away you could have. It was still valuable, like the that part of the sugar. So it's like look working at I don't know, like a fine dining restaurant and just getting like still even the ones they have to throw away because it got a little too cold for the customers, I would still eat,
Mhm.
you know. I wouldn't find it. I would eat it still. I was like, this is better than having freshly made food at the fast food place. So yeah, connections are always holistically. If we talk about anything, like holistically, I can see more insight um, into culture. Culture is not an option. You have to study culture, I think.
Mhm. I think you should because it's like it helps us. I mean, it helps people see that we're really not that much different, but
Mm,
also like appreciating the differences. It helps you learn things about yourself.
mm-hmm,
Feel like we progress more just as a whole
mm-hmm,
when there's a lot of like cross collaboration. Like,
mm.
yeah, it's important. Like that's why I'm really fascinated with like learning anything that I can about like anything that I don't know. Like yesterday,
Same, yay.
oh, one of the security guard outside of the restaurant made like a random there were some crows flying around and he started talking about like, oh, like we need to get one of them down and throw it on the smoker. And I'm like, you eat crow? And like I'm not gonna lie, I was so I'm not an adventurous eater.
Mm-mm.
Especially with meat. It's like, no, 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 don't. I don't need to get creative here.
Ugh.
I'll be well, no, I'm not that adventurous, but
Mm.
I'll be adventurous with the meat alternatives, maybe, but not. I don't want to eat every animal. Like that's weird. Um, so
Ugh.
anywho, I was just fascinated by. I was like, oh my god, you eat crow? And then was starting to ask like everybody around, like, oh well, what do you eat? This? Do you eat that? And it just he actually coincidentally is also from Mississippi.
Is
um,
isn't eat crow like a bad term?
maybe
Eat
I don't.
crow is like go to hell or something like that.
Probably. I know crows. I guess the superstition is like that they kind of bring bad news.
Mm, okay.
So
I can't wait to get the doula on because being a doula, I found out from my pre-interview is very culture focused. You
mhm,
get a doula that understands like deeply.
yes.
Yeah.
That is definitely important. Ooh, that's gonna be an interesting conversation.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So we can bring several doulas out to talk about
I know
culture.
that would really be interesting to show like just the cultural differences that everybody has for, what they believe is right with. raising babies, especially dealing with postpartum initially, like,
We should
um,
bring some, if we can find some mothers or people who want to be mothers, to ask them what they would want. That would be interesting.
yeah, it's a good idea.
Yeah. Okay. We probably hit the time, so we're gonna sign off, I guess, unless you have something else.
Yeah, that was
Yep.
good.
All right. I'm gonna stop the Zoom and then no, not stop the Zoom. Wrong one. I'm gonna stop the stream. Thanks everybody for coming and chatting. We're gonna see you all like on Wednesday at 9 o'clock.